Chapter 1. You can achieve your maximum potential if you know how to avoid common work mistakes. This summary is about the unique mistakes women make at work. The coaching suggestions will help women take charge of their careers and explain why many do not achieve their potential. The techniques and the suggestions in this summary help women get hired, get a raise, promotion, more respect, and the motivation needed to start their business. Many women have discovered ways to overcome the stereotypes learned in childhood and act in empowered ways most of the time. Whether it is by developing a unique style of communication and behavior or adopting some masculine traits, you may be one of those women who are satisfied with the level of professional success you've achieved. If that's you, this summary contains tips to help you further develop your unique style. Some of these tips include: have the reputation of being credible, be known for being assertive, let people describe you as a professional. People should know and tell you what you are capable of. Many mistakes women make at work are due to socialization. Women do not make mistakes all the time, although they do make many, as mentioned by Lois, Frankel, Ph.D. The more mistakes you make, the less likely you are to achieve your full career potential. Raising awareness is just the first step. You also need sound suggestions for behavioral change that are proven to be very effective in moving women forward in their careers. Success does not come from pretending to be what you're not. Being a woman is something to be proud of, and you must always remember that. Continue through the following chapters to know what you need to do to be successful at work. Chapter 2. Business is a game. Women are born to win. Understand that the workplace is a game, and you must master how to play it. In each game, there are winners and losers. The workplace is a place where the rules also change across departments and organizations. Do not play safe. Rather, play smart. Play the game within the rules, but play at the edges. Look around you. Those flying high in their careers did not get there by hard work, rather by their character and the decision-maker's confidence in their ability to get the job done. Carry out your tasks in a way that promotes collegial team relationships. Stick strictly to your work hours. If you don't make a move to play, you can't get any closer to winning. Yes, you have a responsibility to ensure the delivery of high-quality work, but this is not your responsibility alone. Do not take responsibility for the work of others. This is a self-defeating behavior. You will find two kinds of people in the workplace: the achievers and the careerists. Careerists spend plenty of time tending to their careers. Achievers are those who get down and get the job done. To get ahead, be a little of both. Stop volunteering for low-impact, low-profile assignments. Do not work non-stop to crank out a project. If you do this, you will damage your health, and your performance will take a hit. Always create time to get out of your desk and stretch once every 90 minutes. Chapter 3. Your success in the business world will depend on knowing your part and playing it well. It is often refreshing to observe naivete in another person. You'll find many young people just finding their feet benefit from mentors who teach them the rules of the road. The naivete of this form is accepted, but when exhibited by a seasoned professional, it is a discredit. If you do not understand something, ask for an explanation. If your need for explanation is downplayed, be suspicious. Many women who are reluctant to spend their own money on themselves often fall into the trap of pinching company pennies. They deny themselves of many small items for fear of spending an extra dollar of the company's business. When you pinch pennies, you will be wasting time on meaningless matters. In addition, you will be regarded as someone not ready to play in the big leagues and incapable of managing the company's greatest asset, the budget. If you have a budget, use it. It's also important to know that whether it is with a coworker or a boss, to build a successful workplace relationship, you need to form an alliance around what you can offer and not the politics around the organization. Always approach political situations the way you would a negotiation. Carefully consider the other person's needs, what you can offer, and how to broker a win-win situation. The workplace isn't a platform. Do not use it to further your cause. Choose your battles wisely. Ask yourself if the risk of being the company's profit is worth the potential profit. Weigh the benefit of pointing out small infractions in light of the potential consequences. Chapter 4. Knowing your goal and staying true to your intentions is crucial for success. Take more risks and give your opinions at meetings. Apply wisdom. You can disagree without being disagreeable. Do this by acknowledging what the other person said before giving your opinion. Failing to capitalize on a relationship can make you miss out on important opportunities. Introducing or getting introduced to people with similar interests or needs, and also asking for referrals can help you capitalize on relationships. Participative decision-making is also a good thing, but the inability to act without knowing what everyone thinks is not. You must be able to make decisions on your own before the input of your superior or colleagues. The desire to be liked is so strongly ingrained in some people that it becomes nearly impossible for them to act in a different manner. It is critical to understand the difference between being liked and being respected. If you're only concerned with being liked, you will most likely miss the opportunity to be respected. If you don't get something, ask. It's far better than going off in the wrong direction. Acting like a man may get you in trouble. Continue to learn about your style, what works, where you get stuck, and ways you can complement your natural strengths with new behaviors. Did you know? Each time you go out of your way for someone or give them what they need, you've earned a figurative chip that you can later cash in for something you need. Chapter 5. Talk about what you deserve. If you feel underappreciated, make it known. You've most likely found it difficult to tell the whole truth without holding anything back. You can get over this fear by listening carefully to the question you're asked and answering it simply and objectively. Be selective about the private information you share and with whom you choose to share it. Also, when you need to pass along a tough message, let the other person know what you're about to say is difficult for you. This cues most people to be more patient with you. Money is important as you work. If you think you're being underpaid, you need to ask for a raise, stating facts. You must also overcome the notion that talking about money is crass or impolite. Join or start a women's investment club. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Stop consenting. Stop colluding. Stop being that nice little girl you were taught to be in childhood. Lois P. Frankel, Ph.D. Don't also make the mistake of overtly flirting with coworkers. Knowing glances, whispered conversations, and laughing at stupid jokes doesn't belong in the workplace. If you're dating or having an intimate relationship with a coworker, be discreet. Conduct your business outside work and work-related activities. When we are bullied, we either counterattack or acquiesce. Neither serves to shift the dynamic. By simply letting someone know your feelings, you stand a better chance of eliminating offensive behavior. Don't roll over and play dead when someone tries to intimidate you. Chapter 6. Success in the business world depends on your ability to keep trying. Practice your handshake with both male and female friends or colleagues. Ask whether yours is too limp or too strong. Have a different handshake for men than for women. Continue practicing until you find a place where both men and women tell you your handshake conveys the message you want it to. The best way to shake hands is to keep extending your fingers until you hook your thumbs. Every woman must have her own money. Select a good financial planner, and with his or her help, develop a solid personal financial plan. If you don't already have one, go out today and open a savings account. It doesn't matter if you start with $50 or $500. Do it. Then get into the habit of depositing as much money as you can afford on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. Helping others is a way capable women gain external validation for their self-worth. This certainly accounts for why so many women go into helping fields. However, you need to differentiate between helping and being used. If you're truly helping, you're providing the resources and support needed to allow others to get the job done efficiently and effectively. If you're working harder than everyone else on your team or task force, you're being used. Rather than offering to do the work of another, offer to teach them how to do it. Even though it may take longer in the short term, it will pay dividends in the long term. Chapter 7. Changing your approach to work is essential to changing self-defeating behavior. Change the superstitious beliefs you have toward work. Beliefs such as, if I don't work harder than everyone else, I won't be rewarded. These are unhelpful behaviors. Be realistic about establishing work habits and not thinking you have to be a superwoman to be effective. Manage people's expectations. Be willing to go the extra mile, however, don't be afraid to point out when something is unrealistic. Just because you're assigned a project doesn't mean you're the only one who can or should do it. It only means you're the one responsible for making it happen. Learn to delegate. You can be more valuable to the company by not obediently following instructions, but rather thinking and planning, which is what you want to be known for. Spend time brainstorming with creative colleagues before beginning complex or large assignments. Use self-talk to differentiate male authority figures from your father. When you're in a meeting with the boss, tell yourself he's not your father and you are his equal. Do it as often as needed to believe it and act accordingly. Read biographies of successful women and learn how they broadened their possibilities. Apply the lessons to your life. In a society where women are given so many subtle and not-so-subtle messages about where they belong, it's important to think outside the artificially narrowed box. If you live your life within the boundaries circumscribed by others, you'll never know the full scope of your potential, nor will anyone else. Chapter 8. To create a lasting impression, define your brand and market yourself well. Having been made to believe that they are totally flawed, imperfect beings, women overcompensate by striving for perfection. Emotionally, women strive for perfection whenever they feel insecure or less than competent. Strive for 80% perfection. The difference between 80% and 100% might not be noticed, but it will buy you more time to shift to other important tasks. The diminutive of anything diminishes its importance. All nicknames and diminutives are used as a fond way of referring to children. As adults, it serves the same purpose, but most men drop it by the time they're teenagers. Using only your nickname or first name as a lady relegates you to a childlike status. Completely erase the phrase, "Oh, it was nothing," from your vocabulary. When reporting accomplishments, give them the import they deserve. Avoid downplaying your efforts. When given a compliment, look the person in the eye and respond with a simple, "Thank you." Avoid downplaying your efforts. Providing a longer explanation after making your point undermines it, and this causes others to mentally check out. Preambles combined with explanations are lethal. Women believe more words soften a message, and they also don't believe in sounding too powerful. So, in an effort to be perfect, women keep talking. Shorten your explanations by 50 to 75%. To please others and offer quick answers, you may not give yourself needed time to think of an answer. A pause before speaking does several things. It conveys a message of thoughtfulness about what you're about to say and creates the impression you're confident. Chapter 9. How you respond to the way others treat you will guide you to live a fulfilling life. Sex discrimination is a real part of a woman's employment experience. Except in rare cases where the discrimination is so blatant it cannot be defended, a company will make every effort to protect its reputation, management, and staff. Sexual harassment can also be decisions made based on a person's willingness or unwillingness to respond to requests for sexual favors. However, there is a stigma attached to women who make noise publicly about it. People suddenly become uncomfortable with you. They begin to act differently around you and treat you more carefully. In most cases, this is counter to what women want, to be treated fairly. These are a few reasons why women are strongly urged to explore every other alternative available to them before playing the gender card. Before suggesting there has been sexual discrimination, try directly confronting the problem from an objective standpoint. Identify the manifestations of the problem, not the causes. No woman should ever feel she has to tolerate sexual harassment, which is different from sex discrimination. Sex discrimination refers to decisions made on the basis of gender, while sexual harassment refers to decisions made based on a woman's willingness or unwillingness to respond to requests for sexual favors or tolerate an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. There isn't quite the same stigma attached to a claim of sexual harassment, because most smart employers know women do not make the charge frequently or frivolously. You must always let it be known that you are not interested in unwanted jokes and comments. Once you say no or stop, it moves from socially acceptable behavior to harassment. If the behavior does not stop immediately, ask your human resource department for help. Women cry when they are happy, sad, excited, or when something unexpected happens. This needs to stop. Don't substitute tears for anger. Women often cry because they've been taught being angry isn't ladylike or acceptable. When you feel the tears well up, silently ask the question, "What's making me angry?" Chapter 10. People respond not only to the content of your message, but your expressions as well. Many people can't bring a conversation to a close. Regardless of how succinct and articulate the initial part of the message is, it winds up something like this. Okay, well, I guess that's everything. Call me if you have any questions. That's it, I think. Okay, bye. Trailing voicemails can undo the effectiveness of your initial and most important message. They can make you look indecisive. Prepare a standard tagline for the end of messages, saying something like, "Call me if you have any questions." You also need to stop sounding high and thin. It is like a little girl's voice. What does a little girl's voice sound like? Coy, demure, sweet, and not at all authoritative. When you wake up, make a noise. It can be any noise like, or la 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 la. You'll notice that this is your natural, unconstrained pitch, one you should try to maintain throughout the workday. Girls are socialized to smile more than boys. Parents smile more at girl babies than at boy babies. When men don't smile, they're taken seriously. When women don't smile, we're often asked, "What's wrong?" It's no wonder we aren't even aware when we smile at the wrong times. Consciously match your facial expression to your message. How you use space can make a statement about your sense of entitlement and confidence. Take up more space, you will appear more confident. If you're trying to make your presence larger and take up more space, working on your gestures is an easy way to begin. The problem is, most women have never learned the art of gesturing. Allow your gestures to flow naturally from your spoken message and your energy. Be aware of when you wring your hands because you're anxious, and stop. Conclusion. A goal without a plan is a dream, and a plan without a goal merely passes the time. Now you've spent time reading this summary, it's time to make a plan for how you will achieve your goals. Women are already socially disadvantaged, which is why they need to be very conscious of their behavior in their workplace. Many women get it wrong in their place of work without even knowing what they did wrong. There are many things that could go wrong where you work. However, when you know what is needed to remain in the corporate world, you'll find it easier to get what you want. Office mistakes are common, and they affect women a lot. If you plan to get rid of the office errors that have affected you, you must look inwards and see if you make any of the mistakes in this summary. If you keep on making mistakes, you'll find it difficult to be happy where you work. To avoid this, you need to be conscious of some things and learn how to do many things better. No matter what hand life deals us, we are ultimately left with the dilemma of how we choose to respond. That is where our control lies. Lois P. Frankel, Ph.D. In this tidbit, you'll find some of the numerous mistakes women make and the avoidable errors they commit. These mistakes can go a long way in limiting your chances of being productive. They also highlight many mistakes you overlook and what can be done about them. Try this. Think about a scenario in your past that you could have handled better. Make a list of negative self-defeating behaviors you have, then go ahead and write down what you want to do differently at work.